Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah and Ramadan Mubarak to you all. Thank you for joining us. You have joined on to the first of the show, the Creative Mind Show, where we'll be helping you, along with myself, to unleash your creativity. Your host for today's show is myself, Jahira, and
myself, Sabiha. Assalamu alaikum, everyone.
So, yes, thank you for joining us. And like I said, it is the first of our Creative Mind show where we do all things creative. Sabiha, first of all, how's your Ramadan going?
It's going okay, alhamdulillah. It's different. It's definitely different from last year. I think, especially with COVID and the pandemic, it was a media lockdown for everyone. And, mosques were closed. Everything just felt a bit silo. Whereas this year, it feels a bit more of a community. You can see people, a lot more people buying their khazur, their dates and whatnot. And yeah, I think just it does feel different, alhamdulillah. I've made a few different goals this year as well. So that's been definitely helpful for myself. So this year, like for myself, I've wanted to focus on 2 surahs, and just kind of read about two of those surahs specifically and kind of go into it, memorize them as well if I can. So that's been really helpful. What about yourself?
It's been good, alhamdulillah. What really brought a smile to my face, it's like, have you seen messages of like Taraweeh prayers going like viral? I haven't gone to the masjid for Taraweeh, but just seeing that the masjids are open for Taraweeh, and it's like you just get that sense of like, alhamdulillah, the mosques are open. And so that's really it's like, all these years Taraweeh has happened, and just the 1 year of it not happening, and then it's happening again. It just really brought that calmness into myself. So that was nice. So we are a Creative Mind show, and I just want to ask before we move on to the show is, have you done anything creative? Like, we've had lockdowns. How many have we had? 2, 3? Three lockdowns, I believe. Some longer than short. Have you tried anything creative in this lockdown?
I've actually, funny enough, I've tried a few things.
So
the first lockdown, we actually did our garden up, so that was really fun. Me and my husband just kind of digging, whereas this time round, so we've done all of that, and the garden's like good to go. Whereas in the last lockdown, the one that we've just come out of, I got my sister to kind of make a brick, like a little garden bed using brick walls. I didn't do it. She did the labor. So I'm hoping to kind of just plant a couple of things. Today, I actually bought a strawberry plant, which I'm hoping to pot in the next few days. Yeah, so that's one thing I've done. And the second thing I've done is I bought a cry cut machine. So
what's that? Sorry?
It's a cry cut machine. It's like a printer, but it's kind of a fancy laser one that makes stickers, and you can iron on with vinyl and stuff. And it's just you can go really funky with fonts. All those kind of when you look at personalization, or someone's got like a gift box and you want to put a name on it. So so I've really kind of tested this one.
Yeah, I've seen things like that, personalized items. They would buy like a towel and they put their names on, or they put their names on like walls or something like that. Oh, that's super. I mean, I tried something creative during this lockdown. I was really bad in art, and whenever I hear creative or anything creative, I always think of art, and I kind of like have not nightmares, but it's like that feeling of, because I was so bad. And I thought, you know what, there's a course that came up, a 6 weeks course, art course, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to actually overcome that. And so I enrolled myself, and I did a 6 weeks art course, and to my surprise, I actually thought I couldn't draw a circle, and I managed to draw. I haven't got the picture here, but I managed to draw. It was simple drawing. It's like those the line drawing. So I managed to draw an apple, an orange, and not only that, you most probably think it's so simple, but I had to do the textures, and I had to do the shading, and I kept like cross hatchet and hatchet. I never knew what these terms were. And so I thought, hey, and you know what? It didn't come out so bad. So I thought, okay, maybe I am unleashing my inner creativity. So
no, that's really
that
good.
that is super. So yeah, great. An art course. Right. Okay. So what do we have lined up for the show today?
Well, before we do that, I'm going to flip a question on you in terms of creativity. So, have you made a different dish in the last year? Have you kind of explored in the kitchen much? Because that's going to it's kind of clue for our guests today as well. What we've got on in the next half an hour. So, yeah, tell us.
Have I tried anything creative, anything new? I've actually tried a Moroccan hariri soup. Okay, not by myself, with my husband, and we thought let's try something new, and a hariri soup. So it came out okay, actually. I mean, the flavor's different. It's about you getting accustomed to the flavors, isn't it? Like I'm quite used to the traditional, what do you call it? You know, the traditional Bangladeshi iftari, and to try hariri, like the Moroccan meat.
I've never tried hariri.
With
I don't
everything
even know what it
thrown
is.
in. Literally noodles, chickpeas, meat, and then you have a soup. So that's something that I tried. So that's an indication.
Nice.
Yes.
Well, Lily has also commented and she goes, she loves hariri.
Mashallah.
So definitely want to try. You're going to have to send me some my way.
I think I need to perfect it because I have tried hariri and it didn't get to that taste. But with everything, you try it so that you get it to that level, isn't it? Okie dokie. Today we have on the show, so that's an idea, so some cooking element, and we thought we'd start off with, in Ramadan, people have talked about, have you heard of it, where people are sending hampers and people are making hampers? And whenever I think about hampers, again, it's another creative thing. And I think, oh gosh, hampers, because my idea of hampers is like the wedding ones where you have to go and get the wicker basket.
I love it.
Lots of, it's nice for weddings.
Yeah.
Those kind of things where, because you can spend, you need to spend money on those things.
Yeah.
But then
it's a nice occasion.
A nice occasion, yeah. And but people are sending hampers as thank yous. People are sending hampers or making hampers for what do you call
Get well
it?
Soon.
Anything. It's hamper, and it's like, okay. So we thought we'll start the show off by making a hamper, or actually bringing on a guest to show us how we make hampers. And I've been told that it's really, really simple. So producer, if we can have our first guest, Sister Afia Chowdhury. Sister Afia.
Assalamu alaikum, Afia.
Walaikum assalam rahmatullah.
Assalamu alaikum, sister. Sister, your camera's not on. If you can just
okay.
It's amazing live shows, isn't it, Sabiha?
Yeah, the joys of being in the digital world.
I do apologize in advance because I'm on two cameras over here, and this is the first time I'm doing Restream, so it's completely brand new to me. So bear with me.
No, it's fine. I think everyone's got a Zoom or online or you've been muted and you haven't even realized you started to talk. Everyone's definitely got a story there.
And you think by all this time, people would be used to that technical thing, but the whole muted element, it's still there. People talking and they're on mute. Or has it happened to you when you're not on mute and you're talking? And it's like, oops.
Definitely. That's happened to me. Or sometimes I definitely start talking and then everyone's like, you're on mute. And I'm like, oh no. Or you realize you're talking. I mean, actually, there's a really funny story. My husband used my Bluetooth headset and I hadn't realized it linked, and he was in his meeting and it was around my neck and I was hearing someone talk and I'm thinking to myself, who on earth is talking? And in my head I'm thinking, oh my goodness, Bluetooth has hacked into something or something else, is tuned into a radio show or something. And then here I'm going, hello. It's like I wasn't even locked into anything. And then his colleagues come back and like, to my husband, they're like, we heard a female voice and we assumed it was you. And for the life of them, they couldn't understand until we actually spoke to each other. And I was like, oh, my Bluetooth was playing up and I could hear noise on the phone, but I couldn't tell him who was. It was just so funny. It was just so funny at the time. I realized we've got some comments as well. So Omar said hariri is one of his favorite soups. So that's lovely. And then from Kashim Mezafas, Adam and Zaid give their salam.
Wa alaikum salam. That's my nephews. So both two
Oh,
nephews.
they're tuning in. Afia, are you okay to share with us?
Okay. You know what?
I'm ready. Ah, there we go.
Okay. There we go. Okay.
Great.
So let's give an indication. So what we're going to do, we're going to have a go at making a hamper. Now, I just want to say it out there. I have never made a hamper in my life. Okay, here it goes. It's out there. Sabiha, have you ever made one?
Well, I mean, like you said, for weddings,
Yeah,
box of
I've helped
chocolates.
out, putting things here and putting things there. But making a hamper, so we
Not
have got with
physically
us.
making one, no.
Yeah. Okay. So we have with us Sister Afia Chowdhury, who will be demonstrating how to make a hamper and also showing us how easy it is to make one. And I and Sabiha along, we've got our gears with us. So inshallah we'll be making it's like, what's that thing? What do it as you go along?
Yeah,
so
DIY.
yeah. So Sister Afia, how long have you been making hampers?
I've been making hampers recently, but it's not just hampers that I actually make. I make a variety of things. I do things. I'm known as a mixed media artist. So I don't know if and Sister Sabiha, you mentioned about the cricket. I know exactly what you're talking about. I got one last year, but it took me a whole year to work it out. So alhamdulillah, I know how to work it, and I've been creative with that as well. And yeah, so as I said, I'm a mixed media artist. I do a variety of things, and I can show you just super quickly. This is like some canvases that I've made.
Afia,
my camera is really weird.
Can I ask you to turn your camera the other way?
It's not allowing.
Portrait.
It's not allowing me.
Ah, okay.
And yeah, so I'm still picking up on how to do the tricks of using this live stream.
Okay. Still exciting for us to see.
We can see. So let's start, inshallah.
Let's start, inshallah. Okay. Yeah, so as I was saying, so I do mixed media, I do canvases, and I do Eid cards and sentiment cards and all kinds of things. Anything creative, that's me. So anyway, we'll go cracking straight into what we're making today, which is a hamper. Now, normally, as you said at the start, you need a lot of things in order to make a really cracking hamper. Now, there are people out there who can't actually afford everything. So what you see here is just a box. It looks really old, scruffy, and it just does not look presentable whatsoever. So we're going to transform this into a hamper, which will, delight whoever's receiving it, and you won't even be able to tell that this is what it was actually looking like before. So for that, we need a box. We need any kind of box. It can be a shoe box.
I've got my
mashallah,
shoe box.
You've got a shoe box. I don't know what size it is, but I couldn't find a shoe box. I just found a box, from my stash, any size. It doesn't matter, because the bottom line is it's a perfect size that's going to fit in the things that I want to put inside here. So I'm going to do 2 hampers today. So I'm just going to shift things about, and you'll see as I go along. So anyway, this box, for this one, I'm going to need some wrapping paper, first of all. So I've got my wrapping paper ready. So whatever you have in your stash, that's the whole idea that I try to preach to everyone. Whatever you have at home, it is possible to create something with what you have at home. So this is exactly what I'm doing over here. So I'm literally going to wrap it up. So I've got a big square sheet. I'm going to try and raise my camera.
I love the fact that you said wherever you have at home, because that's what stops me from making hampers. Because I think I have to go on a shopping trip, and that's just like,
Or even it's a struggle of finding like a gift box or the perfect hamper size, a basket, and they are quite expensive as well.
They are expensive, and like I was saying, actually not everybody can afford it. So we also what I try to do is, by suggesting these ideas, is so that people can be encouraged to still try out these new ideas, which can be so creative at home. And the fun part is, I did something with my daughter this morning, which I'll get to show you in a moment. These are really fun things that you can get to do with your children at home, or even if you were to get together. I'm going to grab my sellotape. Even if you were to get together with a group of friends and you want to create something, like for weddings or anyone's birthday or anything, you can just, get together and be creative together. So I'm just wrapping my box around. It's rather fiddly on camera, it looks like, but actually it's really nice. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to use a Japanese technique. I can't remember the phrase exactly, but they do some really cool techniques when it comes to wrapping up their boxes, and it's just so neat and tidy. And I'm trying to recreate that over here, but having the camera above doesn't really help actually, because the camera gets in the way. But I'm still trying. And the most important part is that don't doubt yourself. We very quickly doubt ourselves when it comes to making anything. I was just hearing that, and I thought I have to mention it. This is for anybody and everybody. Don't doubt yourself. When you doubt yourself, that's your first way of saying to yourself, I can't do it. Actually, as soon as you say that, that's exactly what's going to happen, because you planted it in your mind and you're just going to follow that through. I reverse it. I say, I'm going to give it a go. I'm going to do my best. Inshallah. Whatever happens.
Inshallah.
That's really encouraging
to have, actually.
Yeah. My wrapping skills are awful, by the way. So I'm not going to attempt. I'm going to be a spectator watching you both judge it.
So far, this is what I've got. So I've got my daughter here who's helping me out wrapping. It does take two-person, doesn't it?
It does take two-person. I haven't got a second hand over here. So I'm trying my best by myself. But yeah, when kids are around, they love to be helpful. And my daughter said to me something this morning when I gave her a little praise. She says, Mommy, you're so proud of me. And I thought that's exactly, the kind of thing that kids should, feel. So anyway, I've done the outer. So it kind of still looks scruffy. So I'm just going to tidy up inside.
Does it matter how the inside look? Because this is my outside. I don't know. And then this is my inside. Does it matter how it looks?
Well, we can cover it up,
the outside matters because we want it to be nice and presentable. Because at the moment, you can see it looks like a box, doesn't it?
Yeah, that looks very neat.
That looks like a box. So when I turn it around, it looks kind of neat and tidy, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So when I turn it on the inside, it does look scruffy, but this we're going to overcome, aren't we? Because we've got lots of yummy goodies to go inside there. Okay, so what happens is now we've got this ready. The outer side is ready. Now we're going to do the inside. This is a super cool part. So what we need for that is we need some bubble wrap. Bubble wrap isn't entirely necessary. If you have it, it's brilliant, especially if you've got delicate items like jars of sweets or jars of dates, or anything that is really delicate that will have the potential to crack or break. So we're just going to crumple that in at the bottom, and it kind of pumps it up a bit. So we're not exactly giving a full box to the guest. Person.
I haven't got bubble wrap, but I've got tissue paper. Would it do the trick?
It would do the trick, but then again, it wouldn't, because it's tissue wrap. It's going to go flat with anything heavy. Not a problem if you don't have it, but then again, with this COVID situation, we've got lots of deliveries happening all the time. I'm sure everyone's here noticed that there's delivery vans outside, even on double yellow lines. So you can't find parking. They'll use the double yellow line, no problem. So you've always got packages coming. You've always got bubble wrap coming. So just whack it in there. Just keep the bubble wrap. It's always handy for anything artsy or anything that you want to rewrap.
I've always seen as well, people give it away on kind of like free cycle. People always give away bubble wrap and all sorts, gift boxes. So, do look out for those free posts. We've just had a few comments on the chat group as well. So Naz saying to encourage to be used as secret mullah gift sharing ideas. I think that's a great idea. For Eid, that would be amazing. And Ivy's telling us it's so much fun. It looks so much fun. I can't wait to do one myself, actually.
Alhamdulillah, it's actually really exciting. When you get the creative buzzer, everybody wants their hand inside there and say, I participated. That's the best part. You get everyone involved. So anyway, I've got some tissue paper that I had in my stash, and I'm always going to say my stash because it's what I have at home. So I'm just going to plop that inside like so. It doesn't have to be neat. My outside is neat. That's what I have. And my inside is just going to be rumpled up like that. You can add however many layers you want. So I'm just going to stick it to the one layer, and that's fine. Now, here's the fun part. We're almost done, but we're going to have something else coming up after it. I'm going to put this box aside. So I don't know if Sister Jahira, you're ready for this part, colourful and bright.
Okay, so far I've got tissue paper and I've lined it with this. So I think I'm ready to.
Okay. So for the next thing, what we are going to need is some pieces of coloured papers.
Right. Okay, I've got coloured papers.
Right. So I've actually cut them up into size so that it's ready for you to see what I do with them. Okay. So I've got a red paper, I've got a yellow paper, I've got green paper, and this is like an extra 2 pink strips. I'm going to zoom in for this one because it's quite small.
Ah, yeah, I could see it.
Okay. So have some patience with me. I'm going to put this aside because I want you to know what we're making.
I can't even tell from that.
These.
Wow.
So from this, it's going to become this. And it's super easy. Can you believe that this has been made from these pieces of paper?
Definitely not.
Right?
I mean,
okay.
From those papers, I could not tell.
No, you would not be able to tell. And this is what my daughter was helping me make this morning. And that's when she said, Mommy, you're proud of me. So yes, I was definitely proud of her. So anyway, what we're going to do now for this, we need those pieces of square papers, rectangle and 2 strips. We need some glue. You can use sellotape if you don't have glue, or vice versa. Pair of scissors, pencil. I didn't need a pencil, and I'll tell you why. Because I eyeball everything because I'm so used to doing it, I kind of know what I'm doing. But I'm going to use a pencil for you guys over here so that you know exactly what I'm doing. So I'm going to start off with the red. My red square piece of paper, I'm going to fold in half and in half again. And then I'm going to remember my inside is here, and I'm going to fold over corner to corner. It doesn't have to be perfect.
I love it when you say it doesn't have to be perfect, because people always want to make it like the best hamper.
Definitely.
Absolutely. No, you know, when you come to perfection, you will always be disappointed because we're not perfect creatures as it is. And whatever we make, there's always a little flaw in it. So as soon as you accept that, it's actually helpful with what you do and what you work with. So, you know, when you say perfect, scrap the word perfect from the dictionary. Just do what you can do. Okay, so here we go. Here's my triangular bit of paper. I'm going off camera. And here's my pencil. Now, I eyeball this because I'm used to doing it, but I'm going to draw it for you guys. I'm going to draw out a petal so that I can cut it out. So here's my petal. You can do pointy petal or you can do a roundy petal. The choice is yours. You can go fancy. It's totally up to you. So now I'm ready and I'm going to cut. Am I too close? Let me get it a bit higher.
That's fine. That's fine. We can tell.
Okay, cool. Good.
Habiba saying as well, it's very creative. I agree.
It's definitely creative. I mean, it's just part of me. I love being creative. So there you go.
Yeah, and I can find it would just be therapeutic as you're doing it in your own time. I can see us just kind of watching this video back and doing it in our own time.
Definitely. And the fun part is when you get your kids involved. What I did this morning was I did this part and my daughter opened it up, and the surprise that they have when they open it, because watch what happens when I open it up. They get really joyful.
Beat you to it.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow, there you go. So that's what you get, right? Yes. And then what the difference is, this is flat. And the other difference is it's not flat. So I'm going to show you a trick of how to get it not flat. So before that, I'm going to finish all my cutting so that it's ready for me to assemble the flower in one go. So get the yellow bit of paper. Let's put the red one aside. And we're doing exactly the same thing.
Okay.
But this is going to be smaller because that's going to be your inside. Okay. So here we go. I'm working super fast because I am weary.
Yeah, I'm just a bit conscious of time.
So I'm going to eyeball this one, and I'm just going to go for it. So
I'm so glad I didn't do it. I don't think my petals would have looked like petals.
That's the negativity. That's the negativity that I try to persuade others to scrap. So
if I could do it, so can you. I don't know if you can see it, but it's quite simple to do actually.
Right. So that's my inside and that's my outside. So now I'm going to do the leaf. I've had some here prepared already, but I'm going to show you how to do one. So you just get your little piece of paper and you fold it in half. Again, I'm going to eyeball it for the sake of time, but you can draw it out. And I'm just going to cut a leaf. You can go really adventurous with your leaves like I did over here. I did these zigzaggy ones. My daughter called it a jungle. Mummy, why are you making a jungle? Anyway, that's that. So don't throw your scrap pieces of paper away until you've completely finished your project, whatever project you're doing, because we will end up using them one way or the other somehow. So put it to one side for a moment. Now we're going to
assembling the flower
together. We'll just go a bit higher.
So what has that got to do with the hamper? Sorry.
That will be your decoration for the hamper, because at the moment my hamper's dull, isn't it? So with the one that we've made, so we're just going to boost up the look. So, and why not do it with things that you can make at home? So anyway, here's the little trick that I'm going to show you. So this is flat at the moment, flat. So I'm going to snip just to the center of one petal, and here comes my glue. I'm going to glue,
and then you're going to
one petal, and then overlap this one with this one. There you go. Again, doesn't have to be perfect as long as it does the job. I'm going to do the same for this one as well.
You're always this creative, Afia.
I generally speaking, I'm creative, but I kind of lost it a bit after having my family. And there was a time I went through a little bit of a depression, and then I wanted to get back to it, and I discovered mixed media. And when I did mixed media, it actually opened up many gateways for me. And as you said at the start, it's very therapeutic, and that therapy helped me a lot. So this is definitely therapeutic. So when I say art journaling, I do pictures. I always used to think that you draw pictures, you hang it up on the wall, that's it. But no, you can actually do that in your book and keep it in your book. You can't have everything on your wall. I mean, you won't have any space left.
I think it's a very good point, because creativity is not really encouraged for you to be creative. I suppose it's changing now, because people have realized that it does wonders for your mental health, mental well-being, emotional well-being, and people more and more people are actually taking up being creative. And of course creative is just so vast and expansive.
It's so broad.
Definitely. It also takes you back to, if you think about it, Allah is also the creator. One of his names is the creator. So when you do these things, you get a bit of idea of what it is to feel like. And if you think about it slightly deeper, we normally, when we make something that has already been created. So we're borrowing an idea to make something. Whereas Allah, when he created us, he's created us from scratch. So bearing those things in mind, and there's many ayahs in the Quran which actually talk about Allah's creation, so it's really reflective. So anyway, I was talking about my scraps, not to throw scraps away. So I'm going to use one of those. So don't throw any scraps away. I'm going to cut out a circle. You were talking about a circle, Sister Jahira. Now's the time not to draw. You cut it out.
Not to draw. I've overcome that now with my apples and my oranges.
So there we go. There's my circle. I'm going to glue that to the center of my flower.
You make it look so easy.
I know.
It is super easy.
I feel like this is our own art attack show.
Definitely art attack show. So that's my flower done.
Okay, amazing.
Okay, so now I'm gonna glue these leaves on, and it's gonna look more complete. So let's move that aside, and you can glue on your leaves anyhow you like. Anyhow.
I can't wait to get my hamper filled. It's just quite.
It's really fun, because you can create your hamper. Because when you buy a hamper, you have that restriction that it hasn't got this, it hasn't got that. But when you make your own, you've got that advantage of adding or deducting whatever you feel is suitable, and you can do it to the taste of the person's character.
That's true, actually, and the age as well. Because I know that sometimes the hampers are being sent to children that are coming of age, so they make it more appropriate for the person receiving the hamper. And so it's just really amazing.
Or even newborn, you've got babies, you might want to use like a rattle, wrapping paper or something more appropriate to the audience, like you said. So you can really go out in terms of personalization on this.
Yeah, definitely. And like you say, you just never know what you'll end up creating with stuff that you have at home. Anyway, so I'm going to really hurry up for you. So do you know these little bits?
We've got 5 minutes left of 5 minutes.
Okay. I'll be super quick. So I'm just literally sticking these two down on different areas of my flower. Now at the moment they look like stems, or you don't know what on earth they are. But watch what happens when I use my pencil. I'm going to use it to curl up.
Yeah, with a pencil.
With a pencil. Anything round, like a pencil. That's it. That's your flower done. So now we've got a bunch of flowers ready. Let me get my hamper back, and I'm going to get my camera a bit higher. So now I know my flower's done. I can throw away all the rubbish. Unless of any kind of emergency, you hang on to it still. Right, so let's put these aside. Now I've got some fun things to show you. Now this is the first hamper, okay, that I'm going to make with you is like for Ramadan.
Okay, so what have we got in there?
So what have I got in there? Let's see.
Some biscuits. Can we put biscuits in?
You can put biscuits in, you can put anything in, you can really, really fancy up. So first of all, I've got a packet of dates. I'm going to plop that in there.
Dates.
People still like their chocolates in Ramadan, so give them some chocolate.
I've got sweets.
I've got some dried figs, like that in there. Black seed oil, you can use it for anything. And then honey, superfood honey. And then someone said biscuits somewhere, so you can plop in a packet of biscuits as well. And that's your hamper literally done. Nice. So where does the flowers come in? You can just add them like here. You can glue them to the box at the side. I can't lift it up. So you can join two flowers together and then just pop it on the corners. Okay, I wonder if you can see that. So this flower is just purely for decorational purposes, so that give that hamper a bit of a boost. Does that make sense? So I can use as many as I want or as less as I want, amount as I want. So it's totally up to you. You're the one who's creating this. You can make it look however way you like. It doesn't make sense. So this is one hamper for Ramadan. So I
think we're running out of time, Sister Afia.
Okay, I'll stop it there.
How would you present this hamper? So if you were giving it to, let's say, like Sabiha, would you just give it to her like that, or?
You can include cards with it. Like a card,
would it be
a tag, or it would be open. Open is not a problem, but I know people like to do cellophane. I don't have cellophane. If you want to go and get them, that's okay as well. So you just wrap it up with cellophane, tie up the ribbon at the top, and it's still presentable. If you don't have that, no problem. You can use cling film. No one will know. So there you go. That's your hamper done.
Thank you. I think that's lovely.
Amazing, actually. And like Sister Afia said, you can put anything in the hamper. So creams, oils.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just going to show you that, but I know you're running out of time, so I won't
just
go ahead.
A bit running out of time, and we've got another guest coming on. But that's amazing, You have actually got rid of my, it's not phobia, but that thing that hampers have to be bought and they have to be wow. But look, it's not so bad. Look,
it's not bad at all. You can you're the creator of your product, so you're the one who has control over your product. So who's to say anything about that except, wow, you made this, I'm impressed.
Definitely.
Amazing. Thank you very much, Sister Afia, for coming on and showing us how to do the hamper.
Thank you also for inviting me to be here today. It was a pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Sister Afia. Okay, Sabiha, how was that?
I think that was great. Very inspiring. Definitely one of those YouTube tutorials that I'm going to be watching later and doing in my own time. And inspiring, just something you can do in your own time. Gift something, and like you said, it's not always about buying a basket or anything. You can just kind of make it yourself at home.
Yeah, so it's like, people are doing hampers nowadays. Like, they don't do anything because, you know what? I've just got this to show. I'm still gift bagging. So if I am going to give anybody, I'll still take them. I mean, this is a smaller version, but I'll put it in a gift bag and things like that. But I think the way forward is hamper. I'd like to hear from the audience. Do you do things? Do you send gifts on hampers, or are you like me that still use gift bag? But let's hear from the audience. Hampers or gift bag?
Yeah, team hampers or team gift bags?
Yeah, team hampers or team gift bag, because I am still, gift bags because of that thing. Like hamper is it just takes a bit of time and effort. But really, if you are to do it, then it does give you that. That emotional, as Sister Afia was saying, makes you feel good. Okay, so let's bring on, what is that?
So Lily's saying, I think the modern generation uses hampers, so I think I should too.
People are moving more and more to hampers. I think it's a personal choice. Right, okay, so let's move on. Who do we have next?
We have Sister Junie joining us. Assalamu alaikum, Junie.
Thank you for.
Can you hear us? Your volume's just kind of coming in and out.
Can you hear me?
Yes,
we can. Yes.
Okay, perfect. Let me put my volume.
Welcome to the show, Sister Junie.
Assalamu alaikum. Thank you for allowing me to show my talent today, and it's I've already prepared stuff, so whenever we're ready, I'm happy to start.
No, take over. So Junie, tell us, what you're doing today, and why you're on our creative mind show. And yeah, the floor's yours.
So what I've been doing for the last it's been 4 years, which I cannot believe, is I actually bake personalized biscuits. So I'll give you an idea of what I do. So whoopsie, got an extra packet. I create little biscuits personalized to certain occasions. So
wow.
That is
I never used to bake until 2017. I got married and I realized, you know what, I need to really explore the world of baking. And who inspired me was my mother-in-law. Bless her, like alhamdulillah, she is a lovely baker, and I thought, right, I need to learn how to bake because then we can do this together. And I love cooking, but I thought this is a skill that I need to find. So anyways, in 2017, after I got married, I decided to make myself a little book that has all my recipes in. So one of the first recipes I was looking at today is my heart-shaped shortbread. I don't know if you can see it here.
That is very, very popular with, I know, younger people, the heart-shaped.
Yeah, and I love everything heart. Like I've got all my kitchen stuff is all heart stuff.
You know what?
Anyways, going back in 2017, it was one of the recipes I made, and I literally made it for my nieces and nephews on my in-laws side. When they came over, and I literally, it was just like a normal biscuit, which I've pre-baked already. I'll show you some pre-baked ones, or heart ones. So you can see I've just baked them. And they enjoyed them so much. So I thought, let me be a bit more creative and start looking what I can put on top. So what I usually buy is a ready-made sort of rolled icing. But today I actually got my creative hat on and I went and purchased Marzipan. So I just went to Tesco's and bought some Marzipan, and I'll show you guys what I've been doing. So I think the best thing to do is start off with my recipe, how I do it. It's a very basic recipe. So as you can see in my background here, can you see here I've got my jar set up. So I literally use 125 grams of butter. Now, recently, I know the vegan, loads of people prefer vegan, dairy-free. So I've started using dairy-free butter, vegan butter, and then caster sugar. Just today, I thought, let me explore, instead of caster sugar, why don't I use normal sugar? So I've actually pre-baked some normal sugar biscuits.
Okay. Have you tasted them?
Unfortunately, I couldn't taste it. I'm fasting, but yeah, so these are the normal sugar biscuits. But then I thought, hold on, if normal sugar works, why don't I try brown sugar? So I actually baked some with brown sugar, and the only difference is you can see it's a bit darker in color. But I think for people that don't want it too sweet, they can opt up for brown sugar. I've just been exploring really, because just this year I've had a few orders for biscuits for personalized events. I used to just do this solely for family and friends, close weddings, but I've actually started on my Instagram, posted it, and I thought, let me see how far I can get. And I've actually got a few orders coming in, so today was a nice day to kind of explore while I get ready for the show.
That's lovely.
Anyways,
Junie, I'm conscious that we've got 5 minutes, 4 minutes actually. So do tell us kind of the tips and tricks and show us what you're making today, but just don't want to kind of time me short for us.
No worries. So as I've pre-baked the biscuits, when you mix the mixture, it's like a crumb texture, but slowly it becomes into dough. So I don't know if you can see this. Can you see my worktop here?
Yes, we can.
I've got my biscuit, and I've already pre-rolled my marzipan out. And the best way that
is really handy.
I usually just get water. I've just got water on this brush. Let me get my cup here. I've just got water, and I put a bit on the marzipan because I roll this out with icing sugar. You see, sugar and water is like a sticky element, and I literally put it on my biscuit there.
And it just seals quite nicely.
It seals on nicely. You can push it down. Be sure not to press it too much. Yep, so easy. And then what I've done from eBay, I've got these little stamps. Let me just do the stamping. I'll just stamp it here. And you can see I've just written Ramadan.
Yeah.
Very simple. Now, recently I've just been like kind of exploring bits. I bought some sugared flowers. So again, I can stick it on. I could just put a bit of water and stick it right on there. That's it. That's my biscuit done.
That looks
that is so easy.
Now, another trick I've learned is you can get all these little products that people sprinkle on cakes. I usually use them individually on my biscuits. You can see I've used 2 hearts using the heart. Now, the next thing to wrap it up, it's very simple and very easy. I get cellophane bags. These ones appear to be a bit bigger, but you don't have to worry. You just put it into the cellophane bag, and even if it's big, you just kind of, let me put my thing here. You just kind of fold it. You just fiddle around with it. Fold it up. You see, with cellophane, you can't. And then I have lots of ribbons. Like I tell people when I get customers now, I say, have you got a picture of your dress? Have you got a picture of your event? Let me know, or just if you trust me to design it for you. I'll do it. And then I just cut a bit of ribbon. I love my rustic ribbons, and then I just tie it, and that is it. Like, it's so simple. I mean, it's time confused. I can't even speak right now.
Consuming.
When you've got about 50 biscuits to make, but it is so therapeutic. Like, I think any creative thing is therapeutic itself. So I now post these.
So we've got a question, I think, from Ivy.
Yeah, go for it.
Sister Jenny, the question is, can you add food colouring to the marzipan?
Yes, you can add food colouring. I haven't tried it yet, but I've seen a few YouTube videos. So I can show you what I've done here. It's not food colouring, but it's glitter spray. So you can see glitter spray, and I've literally sprayed it, and it sticks on. But obviously, if you want it more, it's best to get sort of the paint on gold. But I don't know if you can see the sparkle on this.
I can see a bit of a shine. Yeah. But
So,
again, it's just you make it look so simple.
I think
from your thing, it's just like water, and it's just which acts like glue, and it just sticks on. You shape it up, cut it in the shape.
When I roll the marzipan or icing, rolled out icing, I always use icing sugar. So icing sugar, it's got these little, like, obviously the powder molded with the water. It just sticks on. You can see it's not even moving. That's my next biscuit ready. And I love packaging them because I think they look so cute for any sort of events. I've got my best friend's wedding coming up, and she just showed me her wedding outfit, and I've just ordered all the colours. Marzipan, I really like it because it's got this creamy texture, and it's all almonds. But obviously, if you've got nut allergy and everything, it's best to stick to sugar. But I can't wait to eat these. I'm actually getting hungry just making these.
I think that's a lot of us getting hungry to eat.
Yeah, your kitchen must smell amazing.
My neighbours actually can smell it from outside, and they're like, "Are you baking today?" So I end up just giving a lot of it because just me and my husband, we can't eat all these biscuits. But look, I've pre-made these. I've also used this sugar sort of crystals, and I kind of stuck it on.
Oh, lovely.
Sparkle here. So I've just pre-made it and wanted to show you all how easy and how simple it is. I mean, if you check out my Instagram. Yep.
Now you just did that. You just showed us how easy and simple it is for people like me to do.
Yeah, you can add all these pretty little flowers and little bits I have. I actually ordered them from eBay. You can go Home Bargains. I have this little shaker, so it's got like gold sprinkles. There's so much you can do with biscuits. I think it's fascinating. And Alhamdulillah, like it's picking up my side business. It's a little thing that I really enjoy. I've got the spare time to do it, and it just adds a little touch to anyone's sort of event, any birthdays, weddings, whatever they can do.
And I think also things like, I'm sure, you mentioned about the side business, but when you're doing it, you're feeling good, isn't it? It's that creativity that you're doing, and you're trying out new things.
I also wanted to mention quickly is I use these pens as well. You can see I've just written onto my biscuit. I don't know if you see this.
You just handwritten that.
Yep, and then I can just now get my water, turn it around, put some water on it, and just stick the biscuit on, and it's done. Like, that's how simple it is.
Wow. So, Junie, what's your Instagram page?
It's called Junie's Antique Era on Instagram.
Okay.
Yep. And I'm taking orders now, so the best thing to do is like DM me or email me, and I'll pick it up. And I usually have a quick chat with the customers and say, what's your color? Sometimes they really struggle to choose the color, so I say, just send me a picture of your event, of any poster or clothes, and I will match it accordingly. So I usually order a lot of my supplies off Amazon, eBay. I go to a lot of like crafty shops. Hobby Craft is one of my favorites. So
it's like you could just live there. I could live there in Hobby Craft.
Oh, I could spend hours there. Like, I was in TK Maxx yesterday. I spent a good hour there, and my husband's waiting outside.
Never heard of it. Okay, and you know what? They would make perfect gifts once they're in the bag to go in the hampers that we showed earlier. And we've just got a comment from Lena saying that she's made Ramadan boxes for neighbours. So it's nice. People can what do you call it? Put these things in the boxes and send it to friends, families, neighbours, and so on. So we've got this. Thank you very much, Sister Junie, for joining us. We have really approached the end of our program. So thank you. Sabiha, are you going to try these?
I definitely will do.
Are you a baker?
I am. So I think, like Junie said, you're a baker and then you're a cook. So I definitely think there's an element of baking that you need to have skills for. I've not really tried making biscuits because I feel as though I may burn them. So that is my worry.
What did our previous guest say? Don't think about these things, just go for it, inshallah.
I know. I just overthink things sometimes. But yeah, Sister Junie, thank you so much for joining us. Really appreciate it. And just kind of sharing your kind of tips and tricks with us. Ivy's telling us as well she'll definitely try them for Eid. So I think you've definitely inspired some of our audience for today. So Jazakallah khair. And Sister Afia as well, if you want to follow her, you can find her on Instagram at CraftToMe2017. So guys, do follow both our speakers from today. Really appreciate their time and just kind of being able to share. Hampers is, in the beginning I thought, no, I'm not going to buy a box again, but actually just being able to transform a shoebox or anything, it really goes to show how much you can branch out in terms of creativity and really just your mindset, isn't it? I'm always saying I don't think I can, but actually look at, you take the time, and it just allows you to feel better. You're, like we're saying, that inner mental well-being we keep talking about, and that time that you take, rather than for me, always just kind of go on Amazon and buying things instantly on Amazon, but actually taking that time to create something, hopefully you find more therapeutic.
And there is a saying, because people often think that, oh, I'm not creative because I can't. With me, it was like, I can't draw, or I'm not creative because I can't bake or I can't cook. But then, actually everybody has an inner creativity, and it's just you realizing what it is. Sometimes, like with you, it's that gardening element, and other people it is just using their senses, and you'd be surprised what you realize what's your creativity. And these shows, inshallah, what we plan to do is have people coming in from different walks of the creative life. So today we did hampers and cookies, and the next couple of shows, what do we have lined up, Sister Sabiha?
So we have hopefully coming up tips and tricks around gardening and what you can grow, and I think that's perfect for the seasons coming up. And like I said, today I just bought a strawberry plant. I had to ask him, can I put it in my can I pot it outside? They're like, nope, give it a couple of days. So got some gardening. We've also got some food.
Food, of course, creativity and food.
Yep. So creativity and food. So we're going to look at like starters, mains, desserts, perhaps dishes that you can make during Ramadan as well as post Ramadan as well, maybe for Eid. And our last show, what are we going to be looking at?
We're going to be doing decorations, Eid decorations. Gosh, we can't be talking about Eid so soon, but yes, our last shows could be about Eid decorations. And using, you'll be surprised again what you can do. I just made this today, like who would have thought I would make flowers.
Yeah,
but that's definitely the end of our show, I believe. Thank you all for joining us. Thank you to our guests, Sister Afia and Sister Junie, for coming on and showing us your creative talents.
Thank you. And if you want to follow them on Instagram, so is CraftyMe2017. That was Sister Afia, and Sister Junie, you can find her on Instagram at Junie's Antique Era. We've just got a few comments that I'd just like to just say thank you. So Sister Lena said, thank you, Junie, definitely help. And Sister Ivy said, creativity, the use of imagination or original ideas to create something, inventiveness. That's lovely.
Wow. That's nice, use of imagination. So don't block yourself, Sabiha. Don't say I can do it. It's your imagination, and everyone has a unique imagination, each to their own. So thank you all for joining us and participating in the show. Join us again next Saturday, same time at 4:00, where we'll be taking you and showing you on another creative element. Thank you all from us. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.